People can hear me, right? Okay.
On EA
Bro,
Sports.
Raiders?
Up next, we've got what ought to be a great matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Atlanta Falcons. With that, let's get you out to Silicon Valley.
All right, Coach. EA Sports
Okay,
coverage of the
they did it
NFL
first.
brings us to the so-called Silicon
no,
Valley
same one.
and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Oakland Raiders and the Atlanta Falcons. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
Suck at Madden.
And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. If you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll.
And this is going to be intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick.
Oh, you can't touch this.
And I think he's going to go. They're going to get him. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or 2 shy of midfield.
Bro, you're trying to rip out his ribs?
Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Ryan. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley, 52 yards. And the Falcons have taken the early lead.
That catch was simply spectacular. These guys are athletic marvels nowadays, these receivers. The way they go up and get the football and the one-hand catch it the way they do, they really work at their game.
Bro, that man can
the point after through the raindrops up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, long touchdown pass into the end zone.
I feel bad for him. I must the frick out of him.
Here's Bosher to kick it away.
You ain't gonna run that.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
25. Okay.
They start the drive with Lynch. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's how we do, D. That's how we do.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Down. 180. Get that quarterback.
On second down, Lynch.
Oh, get out of here.
And he went backwards.
Oh,
he'll be down at the 30. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I say the staff that's up in the booth watching the game, they may want to file that one away. See how fast the free safety closed to make that play? Might want to check into a throw the next time.
Carr. And that is incomplete. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free.
Yeah,
that makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
And fights through one man.
Get out.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here comes
You
the
already
Atlanta
know it.
offense
You
now
already
ready
know
to
it.
take over here.
Okay,
And last
Jones?
time the
Okay,
formula
where's
was
Jones?
pretty simple.
Okay.
One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on
But-
offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
So the long
bro, he
attempt
about caught it
falls
with his
innocently
leg.
to the
He
ground,
about
and
went-
it brings up third.
One of the toughest things
Okay,
about
can't
playing
be doing
defensive
Hail Marys.
back
I
is
think they know
pattern
what I'm
reading,
doing.
trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the
Oh,
underneath.
get
And that's
out.
caught
Get
inside
out,
the
get out,
35.
get out, get out, get out.
And
I
they
told you,
finally
Jones.
do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. 41
You know you can't
yards.
beat it. You
Well,
know
it's
you
one
can't.
thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, it brings me right out of my seat.
Caught on the right side by Jones. And finally, down he
Jones,
goes
good God.
as they work it inside the
I'm gonna get
10
a
to the
run.
7. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice game there. This one goes for 20.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
They run. Devontae
What did I tell
Freeman.
you? What did I tell you? Okay, I
It's a
accidentally
loss
pressed
of 2
square.
there, bringing up second down.
My fault.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally
hate
turned
when I
around
get
and
that
handed it
done.
off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So stuff for no gain on second down brings up a pretty interesting third from this distance.
I'm throwing the ball, and I'm not even thinking about play pass. I'm going to let them know right away I'm throwing it.
And he's
Let's go.
got his
What did I
star
tell you?
receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown.
Tell you.
Matt Ryan, his second touchdown pass of this opening quarter. And the Falcons will extend their
I'm
lead.
cocky. I'm gonna immerse him.
Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a
Whatever, it was worth
touchdown.
it.
How in-depth is that quick
Not
game
even
part of the
making
playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the
killing
ball
him
in the
right
hands
now.
of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Here's
Oh,
Bosher
that
to
was
kick it
horrible.
away.
Feel bad for that one. Busher, you're a good kicker.
This will be taken to the
My
back of the
man,
end zone.
like,
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
4 down. Blue 80.
They'll start on the ground with Lynch.
Wait, you won't get
And
down.
able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Run.
Credited with a
lost
1-yard
here,
gain there to make it
something.
2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed
Yeah,
up
Lynch ain't
because what they're
gonna
hoping,
do it.
those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play
Can't
again,
accept
continue
that.
to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, How about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Watch tight end. Tight right. Let's go.
On first down, Ryan. Looking downfield for... He's got a man, complete. And they worked this well upfield across the 45. And that one results in 35 yards.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab of that length. Talk about giving your team a little juice.
Oh, big time. I mean, everyone's going to be excited about that one, whether you're on the field or not. It permeates its way through the entire team, and I can't wait to see what they do on the next down. You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Here's Ryan. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I really don't think that Julio Jones could be happier right now. Plenty of catch opportunities in this game. He's converted them, and his team's winning.
And Matt Ryan's happy, too, to have Julio Jones on the other side of these.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times we talk about breaking teams down, and oftentimes it's through a running game. These two, they can break a team down through the air.
Hey, we got 3 down.
Now Ryan on first down.
Bro, what's that?
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you get the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Okay.
4 down. Check.
Got one again.
56 to Mike.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan.
Defense.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example.
Okay.
Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league.
What? Don't
Alongside
forget, like,
Charles
subscribe,
Davis,
hit the
Brandon Gaudin, it's the
notification bell,
Falcons
and
in
hurry up,
possession
follow
to begin quarter number 2.
God's got
They're
a
on the
ball.
march, but facing a third down here.
30 subscribers.
Throwing again, Ryan.
What the?
And this is going to be incomplete. Former Buckeye first-rounder Garyon Conley there to knock that away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Tight, guys, double tight.
I think they knew it.
Check.
They're going on fourth down. It's Ryan. And that is going to be incomplete. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on fourth down. And the Raider D, they get the football back. So the defense asked to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Lynch running the counter. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the play. Toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
First down, the run with Lynch. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Now a play fake here on first down. Wide open, Amari Cooper.
Whatever.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Amari Cooper, 55 yards. And the Raiders have cut it back to within a score. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Okay.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach.
It got his man complete. Julio Jones all alone.
Doing you, boy.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. And he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Here's Carr to throw. And Nelson's got it here right side. Jordy Nelson all by himself. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Jordy Nelson, 75 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
On the return, here's Justin Hardy. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. And now let's discuss Julio Jones. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the second quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver because they need a quarterback throwing it accurately, people to block for the...
And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down to here Whitehead. In there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away. I'm going to hit him with a screen soon.
Here's Ryan to throw. He sets to fire. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Julio Jones all alone. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Here's Bryant for the extra point.
No.
Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the lead now stands at 13. Here's Bosher to kick it away.
Flag? What? Wait, what?
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Down. 180.
Carr gives to Marshawn, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
And that is incomplete.
He's like, okay.
Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
Getting set to go again on offense, we get a peek at Julio Jones now. He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the 2nd quarter.
And how you get distinguished as a star is each and every week performing to a high level no matter what they throw at you, because you always want to take him out of the game if you're a defensive team. How do you press him, double him, triple him, all those things? But the best players show up each and every week. Solid games and some spectacular.
He's got a man, complete. They give him a gain of 38.
All right, partner, that's it. That's a video game highlight catch right there. Acrobatic, one hand, come down with the football. Look, if you and I are playing Madden right now, I'm throwing down my control. I'm done. That's it. I can't do this anymore. Yet, we see it happen just about every week. All these guys need is a chance, and they're making those types of plays, even if we don't believe what we just saw.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, a 22.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off. Big-time pickup on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan.
Touchdown.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. 3rd down here.
Get up!
This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Buying time to his left.
You idiot. You literal
And able to break
idiot.
one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
I'm going outside today. I'm trusting.
A reminder coming up here at halftime, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete.
Whatever. They're
Now
really
the Falcons
far
going to use
from
one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
I felt like to sleep on.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
Monday, down!
Shotgun now for Carr. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. Cook stripped, the ball's out. And the Falcons say they have it, they do.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy. I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field.
Tight end right, tight end right. Hey, we are ready to go.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Ryan. Getting it out left side to Sanu.
That's it.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a first down.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
Ryan. And that'll be hauled in by the tight end. It's Hooper for the Falcon touchdown.
Here they come. Hot.
Austin Hooper, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And
It's 8:21.
to the 25-yard line. Derek Carr getting ready to go again on offense. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. Carr to throw on second down. On the crossing route, complete. It's Nelson. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Monday, down. We're waiting.
Carr now on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Cook. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Now Carr again. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A Raiders first down. Carr hooking up with Cook. Carr now on first down. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Again, they'll throw with Carr. Caught by Nelson left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland.
What?
Jordy Nelson, as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders make some inroads here on that deficit. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And that will get them one closer. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Tavecchio now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Just 11 seconds to go in the half as they have it first and 10. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. He's going to wind up and air it out. Oh, so close to an interception. Read that beautifully. Got his hands on it, couldn't get it. And it's second down.
Hey, let's go.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, second and 10.
Let's go. Ready.
Final play of the half. It's Ryan. Steps away to his left. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this is going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Connects it to Roberts, right side. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Carr gives to Lynch on the draw. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough.
Jordy Nelson all by himself and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Jordy Nelson, 60 yards, and the Raiders are back within a score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. Through it. An opening, and there he goes. 30, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. In for the score, and the Falcons will extend their lead. Dan Quinn's told his offense, let's try and get 2 more. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Well, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Right, boys, tight end to the right. Move. Down. Blue 80. We got 4.
Carr to throw after the play fake to Lynch. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A very solid gain of 27.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
Following the penalty, Lynch. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
A gain of 32 that time. And we continue to see another example here of offenses just going for it.
And this game has really turned into a receiver's dream and a defender's nightmare because no one's being stopped throwing the ball downfield, and points are going on the board.
Here's Ryan. He's going to let this one go deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Now the safety, Carl Joseph, there to knock that one away.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. 4 down.
2nd and 10 now. Ryan breaks through the contact. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They give him a gain of 38.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
Let's go.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Shreds the tackle, and he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And this is going to be incomplete. Now, they've got to be a little frustrated here to not complete that on 3rd down after having such a long drive going.
Yeah, you're talking about going over 70 yards on the drive. Yeah, did you say a little frustrated?
Very frustrated.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm very frustrated. There's no doubt about it. They cash in the end zone. Now it looks like it's likely a field goal attempt.
Well, they started that drive all the way back at the 1, able to march down, get 3.
It was daunting to begin with, wasn't it? But I thought overall, a very poised and efficient drive to get 3 points.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a That's a really tough one for them to swallow.
For him. And Duke Riley will get credit for the tackle.
I know this eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. And that is incomplete. Robert Alford that time on the great coverage.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Still shedding tackles. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now let's discuss Julio Jones. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade is going to happen, but good thought. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. His big game continues. Already has the 3 touchdown grabs, tacking on some more yardage and a first down.
And how precise has his route running been in this game? We just saw him get open yet again, and he's also made adjustments as the defense has tried to really stop him.
Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
To throw is Ryan. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there, and that'll make it 3rd down.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Ryan, he's going to air one out. This is caught. It's Sanu this time for a Falcon touchdown. Mohamed Sanu, 35 yards. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
It's caught inside the 25. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Marshawn Lynch, 77 yards. And the Raiders get a score closer. So now Carr, he'll lead the Raiders up to go for 2. And I think I saw that right. You tell me if I'm wrong. That was just a fly route, just to go. He went.
Sometimes speed, just pure speed, is going to win. I don't care how athletic you are on the other side of the ball. When a guy's that fast and he can just take off, if a quarterback has time to throw the ball and release it when he wants to, that's the end result. Nothing you could do about that. He was just a better athlete on that play.
Hey. Get set.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
Getting set to go again on offense, we get a peek at Julio Jones now. And we get a peek at the kind of game he's having. It's been a good game. 8 catches now, Charles.
Everyone likes to spread the ball around. They want a lot of people to catch it and touch it, get a lot of guys involved. But sometimes when you have the hot hand or a person who is just really taking care of business in their part of the field, you have to keep going back to them.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
From midfield now, here's Ryan. Forced out to his left. And he floated one out there incomplete. Former Buckeye first-rounder Garyon Conley there to knock that away.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
Ready.
2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. Looking deep for Julio. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Former Buckeye first-rounder Garyon Conley there to knock that away.
I know exactly why I tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. He's never considered covered. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep passes.
Nice, sweetheart.
And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th.
Finally, good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
We got three.
They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, they got the ball already. They're not going to risk the yardage and running another 4th down. They decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school, that possession is 9/10 of the law?
I didn't go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, I'm going to give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law, And it's 9/10 of this game, too. Having the football counts.
You're so litigious. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. From midfield, here's Carr. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. The tight end, Lee Smith, the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame. Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
It's caught. Nelson. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter.
Fourth down call, doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the... Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it, but a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
They'll run with Lynch. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a second and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
want two.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
They'll run for it with Lynch. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Marshawn Lynch with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Raiders make some inroads here on that deficit.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness. You've got
8:46.
In the backfield, get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And a good job here by the Falcons, their hands team, able to they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't.
Analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now it's Ryan. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Khalil Mack in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28.
Really? Really? Did we just see that? That's a big catch. One-handed, I might add, to pick up a first down.
I was going to say on 3rd down for the defense, it's one thing to give up a reception. You just kind of shake your head on a one-handed catch to pick up the first. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. That's going to set them back 5 yards. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. So that'll back them up 5. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. And that'll set them back 5. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. So that one will be accepted. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. Flag comes out, and that's because the offense did not get the play off in time.
And you can see the head coach, he is not happy. Everyone getting away from him right now because he's frustrated that they didn't get the ball snapped in time.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. So offense moving a little too slow there, could not get set, and they get the penalty. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. And they're not going to get this one off in time. It'll be a delay.